Hi everyone, and welcome to our video on the introduction to the unit circle. So the unit circle is based on the equation x squared plus y squared equals 1. So that's the generic equation for a circle centered at 0, 0 with radius of 1 on our Cartesian coordinate system. So it's just something like this. Let's try to draw that circle the best we can. There we are. Where this would be the point 1, 0. This is the point 0, 1. This is the point -1, 0. And this is the point 0, -1. Okay, so there's our circle with this equation right there. X squared plus y squared equals 1. Okay, so in the center, let's go ahead and even mark it on this one. So that's the center, 0, 0. All right, well, our trigonometry course is based on this circle. The first thing that we really want to do though is just to verify that there's tons of points on the circle. So those are the 4 easy points to find that have a radius of 1, but I'm just going to do a dotted kind of segment. So that's a radius of 1 for this circle. And anywhere on the circle are tons of points. So all of these little dots that I'm now putting, those would be points on the unit circle as well. Okay, so all around, so there's tons and tons. Okay, and this first question is asking us to find a specific point with a y-coordinate. So it says a point on the unit circle is in quadrant 4. As a reminder, let's go up and mark. This is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3, and over here would be quadrant 4 in our Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, so it says a point on the unit circle is in quadrant 4 and has a y-coordinate of -2/5. What is the point's x-coordinate? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just draw a quick little picture of our unit circle. So sometimes it's a little tough to draw. That's a circle. All right, but it says it's in quadrant 4 and has a y-coordinate of -2/5. All right, so I'm going to say that's maybe somewhere about there. So we have the x-coordinate, which we don't know. I'm just going to write x, but they do say the y-coordinate is -2/5. Okay, so we have an x-coordinate, and then the y-coordinate is -2/5, and we are in quadrant 4. All right, and then it's asking what is the point's x-coordinate? Well, if they tell us that we're using the unit circle and they just give us a point or part of a point on it, then what we really want to do is use our equation for the unit circle above. So we have x squared plus y squared equals 1, but let's let, in this problem, y be the -2/5. Okay, so that's our y-coordinate, and we'll just plug it into our equation. So we have x squared plus -2/5 in parentheses getting squared. And remember to always use parentheses when you substitute. And then now we will square it. Also remember when you square a fraction, you square both the top and bottom, so that's a plus, so x squared plus. When we square -2, so -2 squared is +4, 5 squared is 25. So notice this plus sign is still just right there, and then the negative got squared, which became a positive, so it should stay plus. So don't accidentally change the plus and the negative to a minus. That's not what's happening here. We would square first, and then still equal to 1. And then we need to get the x squared by itself, so we'll subtract that 4/25 to both sides, like so. And then let me just draw an arrow so we can fit it on the screen still. Okay, so we've got x squared equals 1 minus 4/25. Okay, so this just needs a little bit of scratch work. The 1 minus 4/25. We know 1 is 1 over 1. And so we would need to multiply the 1 on the bottom and the top by 25. Okay, so if we do that, it would be, so here's my scratch work. It would be 25 minus 4. Each of those under 25, or over 25, I mean. So 25 25ths minus 4 25ths would be 21 25ths. Okay, so that is what that x squared becomes, like that. Okay, so we did the scratch work. We have x squared equals 21/25, and then we need x by itself. So we'll square root both sides. And now remember, whenever you introduce the square root, whenever you put the square root into the problem, we always need a plus minus. And that way, we'll have our two answers. We'll have to choose which one is correct. So we would have x equals plus minus. Now the square root of 21 we can't do. So we would just leave it as the square root of 21. However, the square root of 25 is 5. So we could do that. So we have x is plus or minus the square root of 21 over positive 5. Okay, so just like that. Remember, so square roots are just like power. So like when we squared that power over there, squared that fraction, I mean, we squared both the top and bottom. Same deal with the square root. We square rooted the top, square root of 21. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay, so we have x is plus or minus square root of 21 over 5. Now, they did say we're in quadrant 4 again. So if we're in quadrant 4, that means we have to choose the sign. Let me do it one more time. I'm going to box it in green this time. So if we're in quadrant 4, that means this x should be positive. Okay, because we're to the right of the y-axis. So that means we should choose the positive symbol in this problem. So the plus and minus, we usually have to figure out which one we want. On this problem, it's the plus. Okay, so the point's x-coordinate is, let's just write it right here, is positive square root of 21 over 5. Okay, and then that's it for now. Okay, so that's using the Cartesian coordinate equation for the unit circle to help us with finding a point that's on the unit circle. All right, thank you for watching. If you have questions, please let me know.